carrots in that little food processor. So I'm going to do it with my dough mixer. I just go in here and it just chops my carrots because it gives it a little bit of tooth to these carrots, and that's what I like in this Bolognese. I like a little bit, and especially if I'm going to use a canned carrot, then I like it a little bit. That gives you just kind of a chopped carrot, but yet it's not hard or anything like that. Alright. I'm going to get some butter. Get my butter. I'm going to put that in my pan. Get this all there. I guess I could try to put that on the front burner, but you know this little front burner, it's tiny, but we can cook it. It'll heat this up, I'll bet you. I bet we'll be fine. Now we'll add our onions and carrots and celery. Now I have a lot of onions and a lot of carrots, so I'm just going to go ahead and put that all in here. Because we like a lot of vegetables and I need to use those, so why not? I may wish I left it on my back burner. What I do, we can just slide it back and forth, because I want y'all to see it good on the camera. Let me get that one back up cooking good. Now we'll add our chunked carrots. You don't have to add this much, but I'm going to because y'all know my no waste policy. And that'll be good. We can use this and eat this, and even with that many vegetables, I'll just do the regular family-sized recipe on the. See some of those. If you need to chop a little more, you can do it with you. I think we got that mixed pretty good all over the stove like I normally do. You want these just kind of sauteed, cooked till they're translucent. Now you don't want them really, I guess you wouldn't say browned. You just want them to get the flavor and everything out. We'll just saute those a little bit. Boy, they smell good, y'all. Okay, I'm gonna add my salt. I don't know why I try to use that little salt shaker. I'm gonna add my salt. I'm gonna add my pepper. Mix that in just kind of loosely. This is a meal in itself when you get those the noodles in there. I'm fixing to put my ground beef in this and saute and cook this. But I'm not going to brown the meat really a lot. I want it crumbly and no longer pink, so you're not going to actually brown the meat either. Just cooking it till it no longer looks raw, you know. Carrot, let's get it chopped with our spoon. Okay, I'll be back in just a little bit when I get the meat and the vegetables done. Okay, you guys and chickens and all that, I had to get out of this pan and go into this pan because you know Billie Jean cooks like it's an army. But that's okay because we can freeze this Bolognese sauce. So now we've got that hamburger where it's not browned, but it's done. Make sure your hamburger's done with all this different things going around. Sure smells good. Now what we're going to do is you're going to add I'm going to add a whole cup, but what I did is I did a half a cup. Whatever milk it asked for a family size is a half a cup of milk. So I do a fourth cream, a fourth milk. This I'm doing a half a cup of cream and a half a cup of milk. And then we'll just let that cook down. We'll just let that sit there and cook down. Now I'm going to get y'all know I love nutmeg, but this recipe does call for a Bolognese sauce. You use nutmeg in it. So I'm going to get a nutmeggy. Let me get a nutmeggy. And I'll do about a little more than a pinch. But okay, doesn't take much nutmeg, so don't overhand it. Just a pinch. Y'all don't get going on that nutmeg. Get that stirred in there. Let me turn that down to about an 8. I want to see when that milk is almost evaporated out of the pan. See, it's gone way down. Okay, I'm going to add 3/4 cup of white wine to my pan. And just let that cook on down. If you don't want to use white wine, use a cooking sherry or something, but if you have the white wine, go ahead and use it because it'll cook the alcohol out. We'll turn that back up a little bit so we can get some of that liquid out of there. Well, that'd be enough if y'all wanted to come eat tonight, I'll tell you. I got too much stuff on my stove for me to be happy. It's starting to cream up, see. You want to kind of let that till that's wine and milk mixture is evaporated, more or less. That makes a beautiful sauce. It really does. Okay, now I'm going to take my, I'm going to get my, I don't drop everything. You know, I'm always dropping some. I'm going to squash these tomatoes. Now I buy, the tomatoes that I buy is the San Marzino, and any kind of good quality tomato with a pretty thick juice is what you want. Now I didn't have but one can of those, and I used a Great Value, so they got married. They were out of each other's class, but they're still, they'll work together. They'll work together. It's like this country folk marries the city debutante. That's okay, because it will work. Let me stir this around. Now see how that's coming together there. Y'all can see that. It's getting thicker and juicier. I mean, not juicier, drier. Now I'm just going to put my tomatoes into that. And we're just going to let that cook down. Let's get it stirred well. Then we'll go on to our next project. You want to let that cook about 15 or 20 minutes until that sauce starts, it'll get thicker. But if it starts to look dry or something, add a little water. But you probably won't, I won't have to because of the big pan that I've used, and I want to get that mixed well in there. Now see, that's a totally different kind of sauce, y'all, than just a spaghetti sauce. It's a good sauce. Now you can add whatever you like, but to have the original, this is what you do. I remember eating this when I was young, and it was so good, so good. Okay, I'm going to scoot that back, and I'm just going to let that sit there and cook for a little bit. I'm going to put my other big skillet back up on the wall. And let's get us salt water. I'm going to put salt water. I'm going to get that on high. Let's see. See if I can get that going. Okay, we'll get that on high. Stir that just every little bit. Not too much. You don't have to worry about it too much, because it'll do its own thing. We'll get this. Let's put some salt in our water. And now we'll get that up to a boil. Like I've told y'all a million times, that you write in and ask me about, do you have to get the water boiling? And I told you, if it's fresh, noodles like linguine. I use the Giovanni Rana, and they're just like about I made them. Got these for $1.69. The Giovanni Rana, and it tells you on there it doesn't take no time to cook them. I think 2 minutes. Heat 4 quarts of water, boiling, add a pinch of salt, add pasta, and return to gentle boil. So there's nothing to this that y'all can't do. But I break my noodles apart. One thing I do. You can cut them or break them, or that just saves mother having to try to bake them up and eat them. It's just easier for her, and everything's easy for mama around here, y'all. That's just the way it is. She is loved. I'll tell you that much. I don't know of anybody that I've ever known, and I've known a lot of people and worked for a lot of different people, that's been any love, more love than my mother. Okay, let's stir our pan, Billie Jean. See, now that's thickening on up there. And to your tomatoes, you're getting more of an orange sauce. Just let that calm on down there. I know some of you are thinking, well, this is an Italian dish. Why does it not have garlic in it? Or basil or any of that? Because, you know, Italian cuisine is far from being monolithic. And even in the same region, different people do different things. You know, ragu, because that's what this, when you see ragu on your shelves, you remember them little Chef Boyardee ragu? That's what a Bolognese sauce is on that. But the original recipes just do not call for, they call for your vegetables as the flavoring, not a strong garlic or anything like that. We're just going to continue to let that cook down, and I'm trying to get this water up here to boil. So I use so much coconut oil and olive oil and all that I always keep a small bowl with a brush in it. I always have, this has coconut oil in it, which is fine. But I was going to change it out, and I thought, no, I'm just going to put my, these brown and serve rolls real quick, get it off that pan, but I want to get it on the, I'm going to just spread this on top, so you'll know. I don't want to get them damp from the bottom. So I'm just going to, and that's the only garlic that I'm going to put in this today. It's just barely on those rolls. And then what I'll do is, you know, I infuse this avocado oil with basil. And it's been, I'm going to spray it over the sink. Where I put these in the little oven, and that'll be our bread for this evening. I'll put them on toast. And we'll start it. Now let's check our, okay, see how that's coming on around there? It's starting to get drier and drier and drier, and that's what you want. You're getting all those flavors infused there, and that's what you want. If I had the big gas stove, it wouldn't take long, but on this little old rinky-dink electric stove, it takes me a while, but it works. See, that's just, now I'm going to add a little more pepper and a little more salt. Y'all have to do it to your taste, however your taste is. Now this one I've got, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to split these noodles and just drop them in as I go. These don't take long because they're thin, little thin noodles. I could have got a bigger pan for that, but I usually have too big a pan. So I think this smaller Granny Pat pan, as I call it, she loves that pan, will be fine. We watched Grandma Lois today, we watched Grandma Helen today, we watched Granny Pat today. Today I didn't have a doctor's appointment, thank you Jesus, for Mother or myself, but you know, it's because they wanted to take off, I imagine, because Mother has to go get her skin cancers removed this week. I've got some more doctoring to do. Okay, let's just cut that. I say cut it so you don't stir it and it doesn't upset the flavor and all that. I just kind of cut it with my fork and just let it, wooden spoon, just let it continue. That'll get that moisture out of there, but yet it'll get it to where we want it gotten. My sister was sweet greased, so she got me this, and you put your spoon into it and then it don't drip down on the cabinet. Let me check my bread. Okay. I had it on one. That's not going to cook anything. See how that's getting down there, y'all? I'll do us a little salad, spinach salad with this, and a glass of iced tea. Be good with a glass of wine. I just don't drink anymore. But it would be very good with that. Now once that sets, I'm pretty sure that might be, it's getting pretty reduced there. And let's get our little noodles and let them sit there. I'll get my block of Parmigiano out of here. And let me I'll put that on. After it sets for a little while, then I'll do our toast and do our. So there's it's going on. It's reducing on down there. That's what we want exactly. That's exactly what you want for your Bolognese sauce. You want your meat to swim in it for a little while and then come to the top and it'll totally change. It's right before your eyes, kind of. It's like magic. Now for your family and stuff that doesn't care for garlic or basil, this is a great, or that might be allergic to it or whatever, they still get the original flavor if you do it without those, and they'll like this milk sauce, I call it, because it's just a good sauce. Okay, I'll be back in just a minute. Well, now look here. See, that's cooked on down, y'all. See, it's nearly non-existent of liquid. You just don't have. Let me pull this over so you can see what's going on here. See, that's just about non-existent of liquid. And that's the way you want that. Let me pull it around this way till I can get it. I'm going to tell you what, this is about worthless, this thing that goes on your pan. I had a pan that has a regular lip on it and it went fine, but then when I was putting it into the garbage disposal area, the potatoes or whatever I was doing that day, this thing come off and all my food went down the damn garbage disposal, so I lost everything. So I'm just gonna use my screen door strainer. I never have trouble with it, so that's what we're using today. Then I don't have to. All these fandango contraptions, I'm just not too excited about a lot of them. Alright, let me get a plate. Let's use our Raymond White plate. I'm thinking if I put Mother's in this bowl, it would be better for her instead of just on that plate. So, my grandmother, I wash out a dish. I don't care if they're clean, brand, just I do it out of habit. I clean a dish. I guess in the old days they did it for a reason. I don't know. Okay, so here's our linguine. So let's put some of that linguine down in here. Let's see here. Now since that's going to be in her bowl, I'm going to put some butter. You remember how I take my butter and add to my noodles? See how glossy that makes those noodles? I add butter to them. Usually in the big bowl if I'm going to, and then I'll take and pull this over. Then I'll take some of this Parmigiano cheese that I've already grated, and I just sprinkle that on the top, and then I'll mix that in. Just mix that in so you your Parmesan, even if it's that old powdered Parmesan or anything, mix it with your noodles with butter or olive oil or something on them and set them out. And then people can serve theirself and they don't have to worry about it. Okay, let's get some of this meat sauce. We'll put it right there in the middle. It makes a beautiful presentation. And then we'll serve this with, I've got my Parmesan grater, but I wanted this thinner than what that grater does. So that's the way it goes. Let's get us a roll. Let me get a pot holder or a rag here. Hold on. Hold on. Now we've got our rolls out of that. Let's give this a go on our little workstation here. And they've got crunchy. Mama like that. She loves crunchy rolls. She really does. I'll get some more butter. And put that on there. So that's what we're gonna do for Mother's. Let me get a little more butter. I had to use my stick of challenge butter, but I'm gonna use it out of this because I know she likes butter and I do too. So let's do butter. There's butter. Butter on a roll. Well, it's a garlic bread roll. That's what we're gonna have right there. Yes, sir. It is, with a glass of iced tea. Can't get any better than that. There's our Bolognese sauce. See y'all, this Bolognese sauce is just, I just want y'all to see it because it's so good. Just so good. Now, God bless you, God bless us, God bless the United States. And I hope you try making this Bolognese sauce. You can freeze it and your family will love it. We'll talk to you soon. God bless you. Bye-bye. Wish y'all was here to eat with us.